In this video, we're going to look at how to calculate discounts and markups. First, let's look at some definitions and examples for those two words. A discount is when you have a decrease in the original price of an item. So that would be anything that's on sale or anything that you have a coupon for. That would be a discounted price. So as an example, your coupon is for 25% off. That means you get to save $10 off of a $40 dinner. A markup is basically the opposite of a discount. Instead of a decrease, a markup is going to be an increase from the original price. Markups are charged by businesses so that they can make money. That's how they make their profit. If you're in a store, every item that you're buying is typically going to have a markup on it. If you go to a restaurant, the amount that you're paying for the food is also marked up so that the restaurant can pay for its servers and the building and the electricity and water and everything like that that they need in order to have a restaurant and let you be able to come in and eat there. Another example of a markup, a store buys a pair of shoes for $50. They marked them up 30%, so the new selling price would be $65. That would let them have a $15 profit. All right, let's look at how to calculate these things. So in the first one, it's asking about the sale price, so we're looking for a discount. It says the original price for a shirt is $35. It's on sale for 25% off. We want to know the actual sale price of what you would pay. So with this, you always want to start by changing your percent into a decimal. So 25% when written as a decimal would be 25 hundredths. Once you've rewritten it as a decimal, you can multiply it by the original price to find your discount. So I can do 35 multiplied by 25 hundredths. And after I multiply that, I'll get an amount of $8.75. That represents the discount. So I'm going to label discount. And that's the amount that you don't have to pay. So if the original price was $35, then we're going to subtract off the discount. So 35 minus 875. And that'll give us a final sale price of $26.25. And we'll include the dollar symbol there to show that it's money. All right, next, original price of a skateboard is $50. Sale price has a 20% discount. I want you to pause the video here, try it, and then hit play once you've worked it out. All right, so 20% would be the same as 20 hundredths, or just 2 tenths. So we can multiply 50 times 2 tenths, which would be an amount of $10. That's the discount. And so then I can do 50 minus 10 to get a sale price of $40. So with these first two examples, we looked at how to work this out in 2 steps. First, we found the discount amount, and then we subtracted it in order to find the final sale price. There is a second way that we can look at that's a little bit more efficient. It takes out one of the steps. Instead of doing a discount and then subtracting it, we can look at how much we're actually paying. So if we save 20%, we started at 100%, we saved 20%, so that means that we are paying 80%. If I go through those same steps and convert 80% into a decimal, I can make that 8 tenths. Let's look at what happens if I multiply 50 by 8 tenths. Take a moment to work that out. Okay, 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 5 is 40. And the decimal's going to move one spot over. So we can actually get there a little bit more quickly. Instead of finding the discount and subtracting it off, we can just multiply by 8/10 and get to our answer right away. And we still get the $40. Either one is perfectly fine. Use the one that's going to make the most sense for you. All right, now let's look at how to calculate a markup. It says a store pays $70 for a bicycle. The percent of markup is 20%. What is the selling price? So the steps are going to look pretty similar to our discount. We're still going to convert our percent into a decimal. We're still going to multiply that decimal by the original price. So we'll get a markup of $14. And since a markup is an increase, instead of subtracting it, we're just going to add it. So we'll do 70 plus 14 to get a final selling price of $84. And if you're curious how we can use the more efficient method, just like before, instead of subtracting, we can add the percents and find out that the markup price is 120% of the original, which is 1 2/10 written as a decimal. So now, when I multiply 70 by 1 2/10, I have a placeholder. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 1 plus 1 is 8. And the decimal comes over one spot. So I still get $84. Again, use whichever way is going to make the most sense for you. Okay, next one, a store pays $75 for an aquarium. The markup is 20%. What is the selling price? Go ahead, pause the video here, try it, and then you can hit play to check your work. All right, store pays $75. There's a 20% markup. So I'm going to do 75 multiplied by 2/10. Decimal will come over one spot. So $15 is how much the markup was for. 75 plus 15 would come out to $90. So the selling price is $90. All right, final example for the video. A store is charging $60 for a video game, and that's after a 20% markup. We want to find the original cost to the store. A couple different ways that we can approach this. We do need to work backwards though, so we're not finding 20% off of 60. Instead, we're finding 20% off of an amount that we don't know. So the amount that we don't know, that's what we're going to use our variable for, and we're going to say that X represents the original cost to the store. So X is the original cost. Okay, this time let's set it up a little bit more as an equation since we have a variable and we need to work backwards a little bit. We're still going to go through very similar steps to what we did with the first approach that we looked at. We used 20% written as a decimal, so this number is going to be used as 2/10 within our equation. So we want to do 20% off of the original. So I'm going to do 20% multiplied by X, and that's going to represent the markup. Okay, then once I found the markup, we added that to the original price. So I'm going to do plus X, and X was the original cost. Okay, once we found the markup, added it to the original cost, we got a total, and the total amount was $60. So the equation that I was able to write, 2/10 X plus X is equal to $60. So with this, I can write x as 1x. 1x plus 2 tenths x is 1 and 2 tenths x. And now I have a one-step equation. So I'm going to divide by 1 and 2 tenths on each side. 60 divided by 12 is 5. So 60 divided by 1 and 2 tenths, we're just going to add a 0 to that and get an original price of $50. So 60 was the price after the markup, 50 was the original cost to the store. All right, thank you for watching, and I hope this helps with discounts and markups.